Previously on Danganronpa.
Hello, welcome. Hello, are you ready for your final hint? Well, it just so happens to be in the envelope on the ground in front of you.
What I found was a single photograph.
Holy shit, you guys. Holy shit. Oh, man. Well. I made myself a latte or a cappuccino. I'm not really good with the foam to milk ratio, but like, put some cinnamon in there. I feel like it's mostly milk and foam. I feel like it's mostly milk and foam. All right, so we have a dead body here. We think it's, right, Mukuro. And Kyoko is looking at the body. So she told me to wait over here, but I'm just going to click on stuff.
It's a fridge meant for storing dead bodies. I can't do it. I can't look inside.
Do it. Quit being a pansy.
On the left side of the refrigerator, a bunch of blue lights are on. But those aren't.
It would seem
the blue light comes on when a slot is occupied. So when someone's in there, the blue light comes on? Looking around, the number of lights that are on, including Mukuro's, there's 9 in all. 9 lights.
See, there was a reason for 9 lights. The last episode, I had a hard time mathing. Biolab lights has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. What else can we look at? The tarps again?
You know, I think I've seen a tarp like this somewhere before.
No, same stuff.
Oh, it's the same as the one I found in the garden tool shed. And if I remember that tarp, it had a stamp on that said Biolab. And that's the tarp that was used to help camouflage the murder in the garden. At some point, someone got it from the Biolab and took it over there.
Tarp has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
I've already looked through the instruction manual, and more importantly...
Whoa, back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Alright, I think that'll be it.
I should ask Kyoko about the group photo.
She is there in the back.
After all, she's in it too. Don't let me interrupt your investigation, but I want to talk to you about something.
What is it?
It's about that announcement Monokuma made earlier.
You mean the one about a hint or something? I didn't take him up on the offer.
Huh? Why not?
because
The only reason he'd give us a hint at this point would be to confuse us, to cloud our judgment. I can solve this mystery on my own, without whatever hints he may have to offer.
That's a good point. I wish I could go back and do the same thing. What's done is done, I guess. Standing here looking at her, I don't think she's hiding anything from me. Is she right? Did the mastermind forge that picture as a trap to
Confuse us? As a tarp to confuse? That would make sense. That would make sense.
That's gotta be it. There's no other explanation.
Okay, Makoto, I'm done.
Already? Geez, that was fast.
indeed.
Anyone can do good work if they go slow. In the spirit, wait, anyone can do work if they go slow. In the spirit, I'll make my report brief.
Did you find anything?
Indeed.
I paid careful attention to the wounds and the traces of blood, and it seems highly likely that the stomach wound and blow to the back of the head were inflicted after death.
Really?
The burnt tissue made things a little difficult, but I'm completely confident in my findings.
So that means neither of those were the fatal injury, right? Then what was the fatal injury?
Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed I don't know why I'm using that voice, a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. The only other option is those other wounds. But the file said they were old.
Is that right?
Where does it say they're old? Huh?
Because
All the Monokuma file says is they were inflicted at least several days ago. I guess I don't see the difference. I wouldn't either.
Wrong.
Well, the difference is immense, considering the impression they give.
Listen.
You seem to be equating several days old with simply old,
However,
but that doesn't quite follow logically. Old wounds, it makes it sound like they've been there forever, like they're not related to the murder. Are you saying they are? But all we got with the Monokuma file right after she was killed, right? So if the wounds were at least a few days old, then there's no way they could have had anything to do with it.
so then,
But what if Makuru herself wasn't killed within the last few days? What?
at the very least,
Certainly you can allow it. Allow it as one of the many possibilities, can't you? One of many?
right.
A detective doesn't have supernatural powers. There's no way to predict the answers from the beginning. Instead, the ideal detective begins by imagining as many possible scenarios as they can.
In other words,
They envision these possibilities without prejudice, without bias, using only their logic and common sense. Then, as they investigate, they test what they find against each of these possibilities. Of course, me telling you this doesn't mean you'll be any good at detective work, but beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, you should keep it in mind for future. Kyoko's account has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
hey,
So if there's anything else you'd like to know about the condition of the body, now's the time.
Come to think of it, there was one thing. Earlier, when I was looking at Mukuro's profile, it listed her weight and height.
so
5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds. Vitals were 31, 22, 32. Did I get all that right?
You remembered all that?
They are indeed consistent with the corpse.
So then,
indeed,
And don't forget about the Fenrir tattoo. There's absolutely no mistake.
indeed.
Our victim, in this case, without a doubt, is Mukuro Ikasaba. Mukuro Ikasaba's profile has been updated to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
And
Is that all you want to ask?
yeah, I think so.
so then,
Then it looks like we have no further business with Mukuro's body. Let's get going. It's kind of chilly in here.
Oh wait, are we not gonna put the body back? Don't you think it's kind of sad leaving it out like this?
why?
Sad. Did you forget? She was our enemy once. As a part of the ultimate despair.
But she got killed. She's still a victim.
Hey,
Have you ever heard the phrase, you reap what you sow?
Well, yeah, but still.
whew,
You really are naive, you know that? It's really quite appalling.
But she could have abandoned me, but she decided to help me instead. So for someone like that, what does it mean to be naive?
so then,
I think we've done all we can do here. Back to our separate investigations, yes?
Hold on. I still have one more thing to do. Something I need to talk to Kyoko about. I need to ask her about the pocketbook I found in the locker. If I don't do it now... Hey, Kyoko? I did have one last thing. I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I have to ask.
what?
Go ahead then. Out with it.
Have you really not seen your dad even since you got here?
What?
What?
So,
What do you mean? Well, you know all those lockers on the second floor of the dorms?
indeed.
I do, yes. But to get into any of the lockers, you need the handbook of whoever the locker belongs to.
Actually, I managed to get them open using the emergency handbook.
I see.
The one you found in the headmaster's hidden room?
And?
So, did you find anything worthwhile in those lockers?
I found a pocketbook, and after looking through it, I think it must be your pocketbook.
Why is that?
What makes you say that?
Because,
Like I said, only the locker's owner should be able to get into it, right? I can't imagine those lockers belong to any of us. After all, we only got access to the area just recently. What I'm saying is, there's no way I could have had access to any of those lockers. And if I did have a pocketbook, why would I bother putting it in a locker?
Everything you just said makes perfect sense, but there was something written inside. It's about the headmaster, about your father.
what? If that's true,
Could that mean the video was real too? Video?
Makoto,
Makoto, I think everything is finally starting to fit together to reveal a cohesive picture. Although I'm afraid that the picture might be worse than anything we could have imagined. What are you talking about?
I need to go investigate those lockers right now. I need to confirm what you said with my own two eyes.
Oh, let me give you the headmaster's handbook. That way you can...
So.
That won't be necessary. If I'm right about this, I shouldn't have any problem opening the locker with my own handbook. After all, it would seem that it's my locker. Your locker?
Makoto.
If you watch this, it'll all make sense. Class 78 urgent interviews. A DVD? And it says class number 78 urgent interviews.
So.
I found it in the hidden room after you left.
Anyway.
I don't have time to explain exactly what I think it means. Just watch it and see for yourself. I think you'll realize exactly what it means. You'll understand why you found my pocketbook in the place none of us have ever seen before. Oh, this makes sense right now, but I guess that means that there's some important clue on this DVD. Interview DVD has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Makoto.
Oh, and now it's my turn. Do you have a second to listen to me ramble? Ramble?
In other words.
So as it turns out, the arrangements I made didn't stick. What I mean is, I'm less and less sure of everything, even my own feelings. You're talking about your dad, right? I can never find the answers to the questions I wanted to ask for the rest of my life. And all because of the mastermind.
However.
But there's one thing I am sure of. When it comes to the mastermind, there's no room in my heart for forgiveness. I swore to destroy the mastermind. This is just one more reason to follow through on that. Kyoko's eyes burn with the fire of determination. The determination to defeat the mastermind. It's strange to be confronted with his death and suddenly feel this way. I couldn't care less if my father had found happiness.
Why?
So why does it bother me so much to know how he suffered? It's ridiculous. There's just no understanding it, I guess. She let out a small laugh as she said it, but her smile was filled with sorrow.
Whew.
So that's it for my rambling. There's still much to do before I can consider my task complete. Yeah, you're right.
Hey.
But keep this in mind. There is only ever one absolute truth. Whether that truth serves justice or suffering. Whether it's the greatest truth or the worst. What do you mean?
Makoto.
Even if the truth you uncover is filled with hopelessness, you still can't give up hope. Absolutely not, because all I can do is keep moving forward. That's pretty much all I'm good at, you know? Indeed. Sorry if that was strange.
So then.
Anyway, I need to keep going. Or get going. I'll see you at the class trial. Leaving behind the final farewell, Kyoko was gone. I better get going myself. I got that DVD from Kyoko. I should head to the AV room to check it out. Kyoko said something about hopeless truth? But no matter what happens, I won't lose hope. Even if it's the worst truth in the world. I can't afford to lose! Leave the area. Part of me is like, I should just like hop skip down there. But like, what if I bump into people, you know? I could just look at the map. Alright, we want to go... What was this? Oh, we already went to those places. The AV room was on the second floor. Or the first floor, I don't remember now. Nope. Oh no, that's the archive. Yeah, first floor. Been a while. It's been a while. The AV room, guys. I feel like something crazy is about to happen. I feel like something crazy is about to happen. Oh, nice, nice. Alright, I think we can use the control panel, right? This should be able to play the DVD just fine. Well then, I better take a look. I took the DVD Kyoko gave me and put it in the player. It said that it was playing, but nothing appeared on the screen. I stared into a black... Oh my god. I stared into the black of the monitor. It must have only been a few seconds. To me, it felt like an eternity. And then, all of a sudden, an image appeared. Sayaka! It took me by total surprise. I hadn't seen Sayaka in who knows how long, and there she was.
Okay then, are you ready to begin?
The voice I heard was of the man positioned on one side of the screen. It was the voice of a middle-aged
I
man.
do apologize, but I hope you don't mind if I record our conversation. I'm a little slow, you know. I never really got the hang of taking notes while having a conversation.
It sounded like he was trying to make a joke, but Sayaka's tense face didn't move a single millimeter.
So this video is meant to serve as a kind of contract substitute. It's not that I don't trust you guys. It's more like insurance. So please don't worry too much. Now then, let me get straight to the point. There is a chance that you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
You want me to accept that? Sayaka was obviously at a total loss. It made total sense. Who would agree to be spending the rest of your life in this school? I accept. What?
Thank you. And I'm sorry about all this. Well, I can promise you that I will do everything in my power to keep you safe. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, I give you my word.
As if on cue. That's where the video cut out. There was a lot I hadn't understood up until now. But this, only this, I simply couldn't comprehend what I heard. Because I know how much Sayaka wanted to get out of here. I know how much she wanted to escape and pursue her dreams with her friends again. She wanted that so bad. She tried to frame me for a murder. So why? Why would she say yes to living here for the rest of her life? As I sat there thinking about it, I noticed a sudden light. On the monitor, the video that I thought was finished flashed back on screen. My eyes darted back to the screen. And if I was confused before, what I saw next pushed me right over the edge. Huh? What I saw was me. And possibly undeniably me.
So, Makoto, before we begin, I should let you know that I'll be recording our conversation.
Yes.
Me and the headmaster were looking at each other. He and I were having what seemed like a fairly normal conversation. But the I, in here and now, had absolutely no memory of it. I had no memory of even meeting the headmaster, much less sitting down and talk to him like this.
Now, shall we get straight to the point? Makoto, there's a chance you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
Yes.
This can't be real. I said yes?
I'm sorry I'm putting you through all this.
Well, I mean, we don't have much of a choice, do we?
But I promise that as long as you're in this school, I will do everything I can to protect you. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, that's the very least I can do for you.
Once again, the video cut out. From there, the video repeated the same scene again and again with all the others. Byakuya, Toko, Ina, everyone. They all said they agreed to live in this school forever. And then Kyoko. Her interview with him had been recorded just as clearly. Without a doubt, she had met him. She sat down with the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, her father. But when he asked her his question, she answered the same as everyone else. She accepted a life within the school. Just as Kyoko's interview was wrapping up, the monitor suddenly went black. Huh? It wasn't just the monitor. The DVD player itself had apparently turned off, which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened?
Say what? Oopsie! Looks like it broke. Out of service.
What? It just so happened to break just now?
Too bad. Now then, when does it matter? Now then, when doesn't matter. Failure can strike anytime, anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right?
Failure my ass! You cut the power on purpose. Well, whatever. Even if I watched the whole thing, it'd just be more of the same. He'd asked them the question, and they all answered yes. I couldn't help myself. I let out a huge, exasperated sigh.
But as I did, I remembered something.
That's right.
I fainted too when I woke up. I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At the time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey,
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Convenient outcome. Something that seemed obvious to obviously work in the favor of the mastermind. So does that mean I've lost my memory too? What about the others? Have we all forgotten? Or... Interview DVD has been updated to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
For anything that has a start, there has to be an end. And if the end comes, then that means it's time for a fresh start. There is no night that doesn't have a dawn. Although that dawn is totally pitch black, there is no storm that won't eventually end. Of course, then that leads to drought. But as I said, every end is the promise of a new beginning. Which is why I'm sure we'll get to meet again, because the end is only the beginning. Anyway, let's get started.
I'm not ready!
The beginning of the end of the class trial. Everyone gather once again at you know where.
It's about to begin again. The class trial, it's going to start. The final class trial. The last time all our lives will be on the line. The last time hope and despair are on the line. I don't have a choice. I have to do this. Okay then. This is the end. Oh man. The music's a bit cheerier. Normally we don't get the cheery music. I guess I'm the first this time. I feel like someone's gonna show up that we're not expecting.
Makoto,
You're early, Makoto.
listen.
Does that mean you feel prepared? Yeah, for now at least. But where's everyone else? Why aren't they here yet?
However,
Don't worry, I'm sure they'll be here soon. And just like she said... Byakuya! Byakuya? Byakuya? They arrived one after another. But they were all in the same state of shock. Hina? Hiro? Silence. And it wasn't any normal silence. It was the deafening silence of fear and suspicion. It was like the first class trial.
You called for me and so I appear. Oh, I'm on fire!
Ah, strong master. It's so wonderful, so cool, so hot. My loins are ablaze.
Yes!
Now listen, everything will be just fine if you leave it to me.
My beautiful scissors!
With my scissors, sharp scissors in hand, I'll stab and gouge and shift the master of evil. But I thought you couldn't kill anyone but adorable little boys. If it's what master wants, it can be boy, girl, or anything in between. I can handle it. Where am I? No human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling right now. Is everyone here? Oh, and wearing our gloomy Gus faces, I see.
Well now.
Okay. Well then, let's begin.
Thrills, chills, kills!
The final class trial is gonna be slathered in pitch black despair, climaxium sorrow.
That's fine.
You're right. This is the final class trial, and this time it'll be fair.
How strange.
What do you mean? This time? Stop with all that slander. I'm a bear in good standing, you know.
Unbelievable.
If there was a Mr. Fair Guy Universe contest, I'd take home the tiara every year. I'm gonna win this game super fair and square,
Today, I'm feeling white.
and I'll make sure everyone watching at home knows that despair is mightier than the hope.
Stop talking.
Enough of your tedious drivel. Begin the trial already.
Sure. Let's begin the trial already. I'll be waiting for you down below.
You guys.
So don't try and run away.
Laughing as loud as ever, Monokuma disappeared.
Whatever.
In the name of my family.
This will be over in no time.
With an inexplicable confidence, Byakuya was the first into the elevator. One by one, the others followed. Nobody made eye contact. Nobody said a word. They just disappeared into the elevator.
Hey,
They're all acting odd. Like they're paranoid, suspicious of each other.
however,
But you know why that is, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
however,
Well, you can tell us about it soon. At the class trial.
You're right. I'm ready.
so,
Ready to win, right?
Of course.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
And then Kyoko was aboard the elevator.
I guess nobody weird showed up. I was thinking like Mukuro, or I still think that body is not Mukuro. Like I'm actually leaning more towards it being Junko body because of their dimensions are similar.
Step by step toward that gaping maw. I resolved that this would be the last time. I repeated to myself that there was no fear, no mystery left. I pushed the anxiety down, calmed my trembling body, and finally, on steady legs, I passed the threshold and stood in the elevator. Without warning, it began to descend. Deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper, deeper still. Deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper, deeper it fell.
That was whoa, that was a rhyme and a half.
Closed my eyes and sight fell away. All sound disappeared. Alone in the universe, I waited for the elevator doors to open for the last time. What could have been seconds or centuries later, felt the gentle vibration of the elevator come to an end. I slowly opened my eyes. This is the final trial site?
What do you think? Isn't it just the perfect background for deciding a person's fate? It's the long-awaited last stage. The always exciting final boss battle.
Guys, you know what just freaking dawned on me? The kid in the very beginning, like the very, very beginning. The rocket ship thing, death. Was that Kyoko's father? Anywho. I don't know why I just thought of that. It was like something about the back of his head. I don't know. Maybe. I'd have to rewatch that scene.
And I'm gonna sit on this one. I'm just gonna sit right here in the vacant 16th seat.
Interesting.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Well then, let's begin.
Yes, let's save. Open. Let's set skills. I don't think I unlocked any new skills, but we do have 2 more points. Do we not? That costs 3. I don't have enough. I'm fine with this because while I know it's a game and I know you can run out of time and I know you can lose health, none of that seems to really matter. You just go right back to the beginning of whatever section you were in during the trial, so I'm not really too worried about that. Look at what we have there. Let's do our normal, let's go through the truth bullets. Let's go through the truth bullets with the last few seconds, or few minutes rather. So the Monokuma file, we already know that due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They'd also been struck in the head with an object as thick as a metal pipe. And then the body was covered with wounds that were at least several days old, which that makes me think these wounds are the ones from Junko being, like, impaled with all those cables or whatever it was, pipes. Several rooms have been locked up until this point. The headmaster's room, we already looked through all that. In addition, the areas directly connected to Mukuro Ikasawa's death are the garden and the dojo. The Monokuma room in the data center opened to reveal a small room used as the command Monokuma. This is where the mastermind had been using or issuing commands to the Earthsign robot. So there's still somebody in there. Whenever he's being controlled, or whenever he's out doing whatever, there's somebody in that room right now. Something to think, keep in mind. The tarp found in the garden had played a part in Mukuro's murder. Biolab has been stamped on the corner of the tarp. Same kind of tarp has been found in the biolab, so there's no doubt that this tarp came from there. So every other body, and this is what makes me think it's Junko, every other body was like destroyed in some way, shape, or form due to the punishments. Junko's was like impaled or whatever, and could have easily been put into the makeshift Borg to be held. According to the headmaster's report, Mukuro did not have a single scar or wound when she came to Hope's Peak Academy. In addition to her physical features were as follows. So even though those wounds possibly were several days old, that's what makes me think, again, it's Junko's body that was killed, and that the person who's in the control room right now is still Mukuro. She has the same dimensions, which, like, she could have the same dimensions, or or the report could have been altered to match what Junko's dimensions were. And then there was something else too. I feel like no wounds or scar or a single scar. I think you could say that a tattoo is a scar. The phrase "the ultimate despair" doesn't refer to a single individual, but a like-minded group of people. 1 year ago, the group brought the single worst event in human history. They were motivated only by despair, making some of the most despicable people to ever live. So my theory on this, though, is that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly of them. Within our class, there might have been more kids in the class, more people in the class. I feel like there was some sort of outside apocalyptic event that was happening that the headmaster wanted to keep the kids inside the school, and these 5 ultimate despair people did not want to do that, which caused a bunch of chaos 1 year ago. There's briefly a colored box sitting in the headmaster's room. I'm pretty sure, didn't we see like bones or something like that fall after the whole rocket ship thing anyway? Which makes me think that that whole beginning part to the game, where like the blast off thing, that was actually Kyoko's father, potentially. But like I said, I have to rewatch that. In his hidden room, the headmaster kept a photo of Kyoko and a young Kyoko together. Photo of him and a young Kyoko together, and both smiling. Very cute. Emergency handbook. This allowed us to open up the lockers. The notebook was found in a locker, a second floor dorm. Hero's name was written on the inside, has notes, so we know that they're from the class number 78. The pocketbook was found in a locker on the second floor of the dorms, and based on what was written inside, it's believed to be Kyoko's. There's some kind of message scrawled on the last page of the pocketbook. Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair. A second despair. The biolab on the 5th floor seems to have been repurposed as a morgue. A corpse fridge has been installed in the biolab. It seems the blue light comes on to indicate a slot is occupied, which we know. There's 9 bodies inside. The photo depicts, so which makes me think that's like the existing class. I don't know. Matching uniforms. Very cute. So they're all friends. But Makoto's not in that picture, which makes you think maybe Makoto took the picture. It was seen that while Toko and Genocide Jack share certain fundamental knowledge, their individual memories are separate. So that's interesting. But Genocide Jack share certain fundamental, their individual memories are separate. But I thought they said that Genocide Jack remembers everything. Kyoko tests that both the stab wound and the blow head were inflicted after death. The DVD, yep, that was crazy. And I think that's it. I think that's it. So, guys, perfect start to start the trial in the next episode. I'm really nervous on how this is going to go because I don't do well in the trials. So I make sure I'm gonna have to like allot enough time for me to like record and edit out any like mess ups that I like to do. But we'll go ahead and save one more time. And guys, I will see you. I'll see you at the start of the final trial in the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon. Stop by Premiere Monday, Wednesday, or Friday at 2 p.m. EDT right here for more Danganronpa content. Until next time, go forth the rest of your day, make it a good one, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.